And hello again, everybody. I am WJHG News Channel 7 Sports Director Scott Rossman alongside anchor reporter Hayden Smith. This is 7 Plus Sports Talk presented by Bill Bird Kia. And Hayden, tonight our subject matter is an event that you got a taste of for the first time last June. The Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort and the beautiful Baytown Marina there. The ECBC now just over a week away as we record this a little bit in advance of 1 week out, but this will be airing just less than 1 week from the start of the 2026 ECBC.
Yeah, Scott, for anybody that has never gone to a fishing tournament like this before, you've got to give it a try because it is unlike anything that you've ever experienced before. And as we continue to talk about this phenomenal tournament throughout the course of this podcast, you're really going to see why it is truly one of a kind.
This will be the 24th year for the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic, again at Baytown Marina at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort in Miramar Beach, South Walton County on the western edge, towards the Okaloosa County line, just a little bit east of Destin, if you're not familiar with the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort. The whole event, as it does every year, it's really 5 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. It starts with registration on Wednesday. There's also a golf scramble that the ECBC always hosts at the Links Golf Course. They have 4 really fantastic championship golf courses there at Sandestin. And then things get going with Wednesday registration, and then they have a kickoff party. You have a little video of last year's ECBC kickoff party, and this is at Hotel Effie where they host registration, and they have a captain's meeting and then go right into a very nice dinner, the live music, as you can see, and adult beverages, and there's a merchandise area where you can go in and buy shirts and hats and all things related to the ECBC. And then there's an after party in the village of Baytown Wharf, and that's always hosted by the local artist, Larry Rackley, who's the official artist of the ECBC. And then Hayden, come Thursday of tournament week, we have a little video of this. The boats will depart right around about 11 a.m. It takes them about an hour. They'll hit the bay there, Choctaw Bay. They'll go under the Mid-Bay Bridge and then rally around the Destin Pass. And this is just on the south side of the Destin Pass. And there they go underneath the bridge there. But this, by the way, courtesy of 850 Productions. That's the number 8, the word 50 Productions. It's a great production company based in the Destin area. They do some fantastic work. And you can see the boats rallying around the south side of the pass. And then at noon, the word is given, throttle up, and these boats, 78 boats last year, 2025 ECBC, and they competed for a prize purse of $1.85 million. And there they go out into the Gulf of America, and then they begin fishing on Wednesday afternoon and Thursday is when the boats depart. They start fishing Thursday afternoon and into the evening, fish Friday with weigh-ins starting at 4 o'clock on Friday and 4 o'clock on Saturday. And then they measure all the tuna, wahoo, dolphin, and the blue marlin. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on the optional entry categories. And that's how they determine who gets that, again, last year, a prize purse of $1.85 million.
Yeah, Scott, it's a very full event for a lot of people that just show up on weigh-in days. They're not fully they don't understand everything else that goes into these events. At least I don't believe so, because you get there, you see them come in with these big fish and be able to weigh them and kind of get that kind of ooh and awe factor or everything, but they don't realize what else all goes into this with everybody there at Baytown Marina, and as well as all the other anglers and crews out there in the Gulf. So there's a lot of different things that go on in this.
And certainly the boats and crews, they'll start coming in of Monday or Tuesday of tournament week, and then they gear up fuel, ice, all the tackle and everything. The mates and the captains, they all formulate their strategy about where they're going to fish and why. They use the weather charts. They they have satellite charts. Of course, they're looking at the weather out in the Gulf of America, coming off the Biloxi tournament this past week. The weather caused some havoc in the Gulf and forced them to push back a couple of days in that event. So you're always weather aware when you're fishing in a giant tournament like this. But Jason Drawn, once again, is the man overseeing the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic. He is the tournament director. He wears many hats at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort, but he oversees all activities. This event is one of the activities. I was able to, nail Jason down for a quick Zoom call and talk about many facets of this event. Starting with just, this when we spoke, it was about 2 weeks out. So I got him to talk about where they were in terms of planning the 2026 ECBC 2 weeks out.
We're knee deep, head deep in it. All the planning to go forth. We have over 200 boats that we have to vacate and then bring in all the sport fishing boats for that week. All the sponsors. We have over 50 sponsors this year. Some really great sponsors, some new sponsors. So looking forward to that. During this season is kind of the peak of my season with being at Sandestin over activities, onboarding. I have about 150 staff members that I oversee, and it's great. I love what I do, and it's super exciting. Here at Sandestin, we have weekly meetings about this. You're all the way from food and beverage. You're talking golf and grounds. Every part, every employee or every division here at Sandestin touches this event. This is one of our signature events at Sandestin, and so we're having weekly meetings leading up to this event. Super excited where we're at and where we're going to be.
I think I inspired Jason to grow a mustache there. At least that's what he tells me.
It looks pretty similar, Scott. You might have to
I'll be curious.
Trademark it.
I'm curious to see if the mustache remains as we get into the week of the ECBC.
Yeah, no, exactly, Scott. And like Jason said right there, this is obviously a huge event for them over there in Sandestin, but it's a marquee event, but it's hardly the only thing that's going on for them over there at Baytown Marina and the rest of Sandestin with, like you said earlier, Scott, the 4 golf resorts that are over there that are just absolutely gorgeous and very tough courses, might I add. Mm-hmm. It's still business as usual for them throughout the month of May and throughout the month of June. And here's what he said kind of about everything that's going on over at Baytown.
Here at Sandestin, a lot of people think, oh, y'all have the fishing tournament there, but no, I mean, actually we have a lot. June is probably our peak season for groups, weddings, conferences. At the same time of this whole week that we're doing the tournament, we have kids camps, team building, fishing tournament, golf tournaments, you name it, going on at the same time.
So again, with the convention space that they have there at Sandestin and the beachfront, the beach services, so many different things, the weddings, banquets and all that, they definitely have their hands full. But again, what an incredible job that they do with the ECBC from the food service. They put a lot of people up. You've got hundreds, if not thousands, of hotel rooms and condominiums, places to stay there. The staff, they just do an incredible job year in and year out. Jason has been with the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic pretty much since it started over 25 years ago. This is the 24th ECBC. It should be the 25th, but of course the Deepwater Horizon exploding in 2010 and causing that awful BP oil spill caused them to miss 1 year. So this is the 24th. And again, Jason, in one way or another, has been a part of all the previous Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classics.
So I started working here at Sandestin in 1998, and I got a call from, he was the director of the marina at the time, and he said, hey, Jason, we're having a fishing tournament, didn't know anything about it. Can you deliver some beach chairs to the marina? So literally I had about a dozen beach chairs, 2 dozen beach chairs, and we delivered them to the weigh scale, and that was what, people sat down and watched the weigh-ins instead of standing room only as it is today. We have these some of these guests that come year after year. I see them over at the weigh scale. They'll get there early Saturday morning, set their chairs up at the weigh scale. They're in it. They're bringing their daughters and their kids now, and so it's become a family tradition. Is coming vacationing during this week of the tournament.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I am involved in the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic. I am the MC for the weigh-ins. I MC part of the kickoff party as well. So I've been involved with that since year 4, I believe. The first 3 years I was not, but I think it was year 4 that I began. I think that was 2004. At any rate, I'm very familiar with the event, and I see a lot of people who will come up and talk in between us weighing fish. And I always ask them, where are you from? Why are you here? And a lot of them were like, well, Scott, I talked to you 3 years ago, 4 years ago. We plan our vacation, one of our summer vacations around this event at Sandestin. And they're from Birmingham and Nashville and New York City and Indiana, Illinois, California, Texas. The guests are from all over the country and, in fact, all over the world at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort. And many of them, they put it on the calendar and they want to be a part of the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic. What about the competitive fleet, Hayden? The ECBC certainly among the elite fishing tournaments along the Gulf of America, and always boasts one of the biggest purses last year. Again, 78 boats, $1.85 million. And bear in mind, when I spoke to Jason, we were 2 weeks out, but I did ask him about the number of boats at that point signed up, again, as of last week.
We always strive to get 100 boats. Our record's 98 boats. Right now we're sitting at 60. A lot of the boats are sitting waiting. We've got a lot of storms out there in the Gulf right now. They're kind of just seeing where that's going to go. I feel that we're going to be, getting that 90 point, and that's kind of where we like to be. Typically, we're in the close to $2 million purse range. And that's always good to see as well. One thing that differs us from other ones, we're a resort, family resort. We have the golf, we have, all the shopping, the village, the beach service, so it's a nice place for a family tournament while the guys are out fishing. The wives are going to the spa, they're going to the beach, and then everybody comes back for that final weigh-in. I've seen the same boats, same family. Obviously, they've got new boats and bigger boats. It seems like everybody gets a bigger boat, but yeah, the same. The kids that were in the family's arms at the weigh scale are now going fishing, and now they're running the boat. So it's really cool to see year after year.
Yeah, and I can second that many, many times. Say 20 years ago, an angler weighing a tuna or wahoo, a dolphin, maybe a blue marlin, and he's holding a baby in his arms, or the wife is in there for the picture, and she, or maybe she's the angler, and again, they got a baby or a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old and all that, and now those youngsters are 28 and 25 and 21 and 16 or whatever, and now they're the anglers. Sometimes they're a junior angler, they're 12 or 13 or 14, but they're on mom and dad's boat or grandpa's boat, and they're fishing in the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic, and again, in an event where mom, dad, grandma, grandpa competed in 20 years ago. And so it is a family tradition now. It's very cool.
Yeah, Scott, you love to see it whenever that family tradition continues to go, and especially for somebody like yourself that has kind of been around the ECBC for quite some time now, and you kind of be able to see these certain individuals grow up around the sport and around the event. So that's always very amazing to see. And for Jason, he does get a lot of help throughout this event. And that begins at Baytown Marina and the great staff there, because these elite fishing teams and their high-end yachts put some serious demands on any marina and staff involved.
Really blessed. I have the same crew about 3 years running now over at the Baytown Marina. So they're very seasoned about the tournament, and they're ready. They get pumped. We have a little countdown calendar in the office that basically says, hey, it's 14 days out, and it clocks down the hours. And so they look forward to it, and that's good to have. No one really, I actually house a lot of my employees that week. They work 24/7, 7 days a week that week. Everybody's on staff. And I have majority of them are all been here last year, so they know the routine. Obviously, we have to coordinate getting all the boats to leave, the new boats coming in, fueling, icing down, just the whole appearance of the Marina Bar and Grill, getting that all prepped and ready. They do a lot of, the tent work, setting up tents. They're not just responsible for the docks. I mean, we're prepping weeks in advance. We're having pressure washing happening, painting, fish cleaning stations, signage. I mean, you name it, they are nonstop working overtime every day.
It is an incredible effort, and like Jason said, it's all hands on deck. They'll set up a large merchandise tent for the official merchandise of the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic, and that will be kind of adjacent, like as I'm facing out from the stage area, the weigh-in area that you saw in the video a little bit while, kind of to my right and a little out. There'll be a VIP tent there. And then there's a vendor village that goes, if you're familiar at all with the Baytown Marina, heads out towards that circle where you pull in, and there's a little circular driveway there. So there'll be many vendors and vendors tents with all kinds of different products, many of them marine related, but also just one year there was a all honey soap and jar honey in the jar and all that. Those kind of vendors, sunglasses, Costa, and those kind of things, all set up and ready to go. And you do not see any trash. There are no cigarette butts lying on the ground. There's nothing. It is like Jason said, it's a squeaky clean environment and a great family destination, the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort. And this event fits right into all of that. Again, the staff at the Baytown Marina, what an incredible job they do. And again, a lot of hours, a 70, 80-hour work week. But as Jason will tell you, and a lot of people affiliated with these kind of events, they say it's a labor of love, though it is exhaustive.
Like I said, I've been with this since the beginning, wore different hats over the years, but definitely look forward to it. The whole resort is just buzzing about this. We have a lot of new employees on the resort, not in my area, but in food and beverage. And so they're super excited about this event, to see what it's all about, to be a part of it. And yeah, I mean, you're right. It's we put in about 100 hours, I would say, personally, me, that week. So come on the awards banquets. We do we give out all the checks. I go home, I have lunch with my family, and then I go to sleep. I crash, and I don't wake up till the next day. So true story.
True story, no doubt about it, and I can relate. So it's just an incredible event. You run on adrenaline, and you get to that awards brunch on Sunday morning, and you're still pushing that adrenaline. You might have slept. Usually, I get depending on how late the weigh-ins go, and then you're all jacked up. It's difficult to sleep. A lot of times you haven't eaten, or like when I MC an event like this, you're out there. It starts at 4 o'clock, and sometimes it can be 95 degrees plus on that hard top. Then you do weigh-ins to say 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Sometimes we've weighed in fish at that event in particular to midnight, but they've streamlined it more. That kind of thing, very unlikely to happen unless the weather really pushes things back. I don't want to jinx us there.
Please.
But you get back into your room. It might be midnight or whatever, 1 o'clock. You're not falling asleep till 2, and then you're up at 7. You get a good 5 hours sleep again. You hit that adrenaline button, and you're good till about noon, maybe 1 o'clock. And like Jason said, you get home, you get on the couch, and then you're wiped out. Just to give you an idea as to the numbers in the Blue Marlin category last year, again, 78 teams, 1.85 million. The top blue, 654 pounds. That was Ron Davis aboard All In Southern Charm, and that cashed them out at $522,000. So they took just about 1/3 of the prize purse with that. Devotion and angler Nathan Bearden, they had a 640 pounder, so 14 pounds behind first place. And then a work of art in a Lance Glazier with a 604 pounds. So you had 3 blues over 600 pounds. It was quite a haul for the teams of the Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic in 2025.
Yeah, Scott, and again, for anybody that hasn't been to the event before, please get out to Baytown Marina at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort. It gets started, like Scott said earlier, set on June 17th through June 21st, and weigh-ins Friday the 19th and then Saturday on the 20th. So again, head out, enjoy the event, get there early so you can get as close to the weigh-in stage as possible, especially if you get any of those big blue marlins like Scott was just talking about, the 600
It gets crowded.
plus. It gets crowded, and those marlins are a sight to see. You definitely want to get there and be able to get your spot.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of 7 Plus Sports Talk presented by Bill Bird Kia. Once again, thank you to Jason Drawn. We look forward to working with him again on the 2026 Emerald Coast Blue Marlin Classic. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.